Want to know how to swim at light speed? Or the absolute best way to get the newest fruits? There are 165 Blox fruits things you probably didn't know. None of you probably know that a while ago you were able to stop the combat and save your life. How, you ask? Just run back to the safe zone, and your enemy won't be able to hit you. This was changed in update 6, and since then safe zones are ignored if combat has already been initiated with another player. Do you think this should come back, or should it stay the way it is? Did you know that way back in time there was actually a server browser? You were able to join servers you had never joined before and filter them by total bounty, region, and server name. Unfortunately, this feature got completely removed for unknown reasons, probably due to the difficulty of moderating those servers. One of the craziest things you could do a few years ago was to go to the 3rd sea even as a new player. This allowed new players to level up crazy fast, but the developers attempted to patch the glitch in update 16, but their patch was unsuccessful. However, players under level 1500 can no longer deal any damage whatsoever to the Indra boss. Do you know what's the easiest way to find Mirage Island? Well, I don't, but I know that back in time, you used to need a full moon in order to find the Mirage Island, which is a special island that functions apart from all the other islands. It's also special because Advanced Fruit Dealer and Blue Gear for Race Awakening can be found there, and luckily nowadays you only need nighttime in order to find this island. Some of you may have already talked to this NPC called King Redhead, but I'm pretty sure none of you know what he's actually talking about. King Redhead is one of the most mysterious and developed NPCs in the whole entire game. He's located in the 2nd sea, and if you're in the 3rd sea and go back to the 2nd sea to talk to him, he'll say, "Hi, this is a mental image of myself. I'm currently sealed in the 3rd sea." And if you go back to the 3rd sea and look behind the sea castle, you'll see some sort of a stone tablet where King Redhead's body parts are sealed in. Here's a backstory if you don't know how that happened. Him and Rip Indra actually got in a fight, and Rip Indra absolutely destroyed him. But that wasn't enough, so he decided to cut him up and cement his body into one huge gravestone. No one knew Rip Indra was that crazy, huh? But if that wasn't hidden enough, this one is even crazier, being rated one of the best hiding spots in the game. This spot will make sure no one can ever find you, not even the admins. To hide here, you'll need to go to the ice castle, stand close to this wall, adjust your angle, and flash step your way inside of it. Not only is it the best hiding spot, but it's also huge, so you can, I don't know, train, test your moves, do some push-ups, anything. You can even bring your friends here and hang out with them all day long, and that's exactly what I was planning to do. Oh yeah, I just remembered I don't have any. In order to obtain the first title in this video, you need to buy something from the legendary sword dealer or master of auras. We all know that the sword's legendary dealer is selling costs 2 million belly, but that's the price you pay if you want your second name to be the collector. But if you think that's hard, try defeating 20 players, each kill taking bounty or honor, all without dying in the same server. I'm sure you'll spend the whole day trying to complete that, but the Raging Demon title will totally be worth it. The Flash is always the fastest, and if you want to get this title, you'll need to complete a raid in under 3.5 minutes. That should be easy if you've got Buddha, and at this point we all know you can awaken any fruit using Buddha. Did you know that for reaching an honor of 20 million or more, you receive a Blue Fleet Admiral title? It'll take you quite some time to get this one. I bet you did know that you can lie down in the chair and Blox fruits. In order to do so, you'll need a God-Human C move. Just press C while standing really close to a chair, let off, and voila! That will actually become your regular sitting. Just make sure not to fall asleep. Did you know that there's a hidden key in Blox fruits? This key is a rare drop obtained by either killing the awakened Ice Admiral or killing one of the 2 NPCs at the Ice Castle, but the chances of them dropping it are really low, 2% low to be exact. The hidden key is used to obtain the Rengoku sword and then a samurai title by equipping it. You definitely didn't know about this one. If you hold Dragon Breath Z move while entering a raid, you will get teleported way far from the raid area once you enter it. Is this a glitch or a secret made on purpose? The one thing I really love about Dragon Breath is the Dragonborn title you get once you buy it. I want to know why this ability is so underrated and why no one is talking about it. Rubber's slingshot ability literally transforms you into Spider-Man. It allows you to hook onto buildings and pull up to them, which makes it perfect for when you're being chased by a player that's way stronger than you, since with this you can easily escape him. Don't make the same mistakes I did. I never stored any of my fruits in the beginning because they were so cheap and easy to obtain, but when I reached the 3rd sea, I still never stored any of my fruits until one player killed me when I had leopard in my hand. I ended up losing that fruit, but since that day I always store my fruits no matter if it's a kilo or a Buddha. This is one of the most stupid mistakes players make. It's leaving a game with items, and I'm not talking about swords or guns that stay once you join back. I'm talking about fruits, keys, and any other items that disappear once you leave the game. That's another reason why you should always store your fruits. You probably already know that combat fighting style is the style you get when you first join the game, and what you should never do is stick to it. Literally any other fighting style is better than combat. For example, you can get a dark step for relatively cheap as a beginner, which is far better than combat. The only reason why people decide to stick to combat is because once you switch it for another fighting style, you can never retrieve it. So it's a flex to still have a combat and be at max level. But believe me, not switching your fighting style will slow down your leveling up process. There are some pretty useless items in Blox fruits, such as Usoap's hat or barriers. But did you know that guns are literally useless too? There is absolutely no gun that will win in a fight against a solid fruit. So yeah, just stay away from guns and don't pretend to be Usoap from One Piece. But if you're more of a bounty person, then you'll need the same amount of bounty to get the Red Empress of the Sea title. Have you got any of these? Nevertheless, for the next title, we have Apex Predator, and it already sounds crazy just by the name. In order to obtain this, unfortunately great title, you need to kill 25 players in the same server. And if you have this one, you're one of the few. But we're slowly getting to those most desired titles, and the next one is Demon Eye. And besides the fact that you need 8 million belly to get this one, you'll also spend a lot of time working your way towards it. In order to achieve it, you need to obtain the true triple katana. And if you don't already know, in order to obtain true triple katana, you need to obtain 3 legendary swords first: Sadi, Shisui, and Wando. And each of these cost 2 million belly alone. Once you've done that, you'll be able to buy the true triple katana and get this. What? It's a great title for 8 million belly? That's just unfair. It's easier to obtain a Snow White aura color than to get the Demon Eye title. Speaking of Snow White, once you obtain it, you receive a True Heart title. If you're a new player, there's no way you know about Spectator Mode. Spectator Mode gives you the ability to fly your camera through the map, and this feature was so useful and overpowered. You were literally able to go from island to island and see if a fruit spawns somewhere. The command to get into this mode was Control-Shift-P, but unfortunately it was removed, and nowadays only admins are able to get into Spectator Mode. All the players that first launched the game after update 20 was out will never know how bad Kilo Fruit was. It somehow managed to survive 4 years in the game, and now it's been switched out for a new fruit called Rocket. Kilo cost only $5,000, and it was usually the first fruit you obtained. It was literally a symbol for being poor in Blox fruits, and many players used it to buy raids. Most of Kilo's moves were AoE, and they weren't very useful. So while it's a good thing it got removed, I'm still sad it's gone. Throughout the game's development, developers added a bunch of codes. For those who don't know, codes give you things like double XP, a stat reset, or a single belly. But many of you don't know that a lot of codes got removed from the game, and these are just some of those that got removed. RIP to them. If you're an OG player, you'll know that the starter menu used to look way different back in the day. The characters representing each side are now different, but can you guess why? If you said to make the game look more appealing, you're half right. But the main reason why the characters were switched, especially on the pirate side, is because the pirate was represented by Buggy the Clown. Buggy the Clown is one of the most known characters from the One Piece anime, and One Piece almost sued Blox fruits because of this. I'm starting to see why they removed it. We all can't stand this guy anymore because he almost always disappoints us. I'm obviously talking about the Blox fruit dealer, who's the main fruit seller in the whole game. He's called a dealer because he never has the same or all of the fruits in stock. Each fruit has a different chance to be in stock, but no matter what, he'll always have a minimum of 3 fruits in stock at any given moment, and 2 of them are always rocket and spin fruit. You can buy a fruit that's in stock an unlimited number of times, but in case you're paying with Robux, he will somehow get that fruit in stock just for you. Not only that, but if you buy the fruit with Robux, you'll have it permanently, which means you will always be able to equip it. But many of you don't know that his stock changes every 4 hours, and that you can find him at 7 different locations in the game. Well, what do you do if you want to get a fruit ASAP but have no money, a bad fighting style, no fruits or anything? If you said beg for fruits, you're not wrong. That's another way to get fruits in Blox fruits, but does it actually work? Well, it depends on how you do it, but you're basically testing your luck. So what's the best way to beg for fruits? Your chances of someone giving you a fruit are higher if you're in the second sea dressed as a new player. Being in the second sea is important because people there are richer, and dressing as a new player, well, that's self-explanatory. Once you're there, head over to Blox Fruit Gacha and wait for players to roll fruits. When someone comes, the chances of them rolling an unwanted fruit are super high. So all you need to do is start spamming, "Please bro, I need that," and they're probably going to give it to you. Go and test this. Who knows, maybe you'll even get a Buddha. Okay, maybe not a fruit that good. But if you're willing to gamble and simply buying a fruit of your choice is too boring for you, don't worry. Just head over to the jungle, cafe, or mansion, where you'll find a Blox Fruit Gacha. He sells you a random fruit once you pay, but the price always depends because it's calculated according to your level. You need to be at least level 50 in order to purchase a random fruit from this guy, and the price of fruit for level 50 players is 32,350 belly. But if you're not sure how much you're gonna pay, here's how the price is calculated. Take your level, so let's say 50, and subtract 1, then multiply that number by 150. So in this case, it's 49 times 150, which is 7,350, and then just add 25,000. This would be the best way to get fruits if there was no time limitation. You can't just buy fruit after fruit. You have to wait 2 whole hours after each purchase. Even though it's one of the most fun ways to get fruits, the chances of getting a good one are lower compared to its spawn chance. However, don't stop rolling the fruits, because once you get a fruit that's worth 1,000,000 belly or more, you'll get a title Luck of the Draw, which is super cool. Wait to hear that some people still search for fruit. Searching for fruits is the worst way to get fruits in the whole game, especially if you're doing it without a fruit notifier. A fruit spawns in the game every hour, which means 20 fruits spawn in one server a day. But on the weekends, 32 fruits spawn in one server in a day. The main problem with this method is that you can't know where the fruit is without a notifier. And even once you spend 2,700 Robux and get it, someone will almost always be ahead of you. This is just the worst way to grind for your fruit. And once you unlock every purchasable aura color, you'll receive one of the coolest titles so far, Hakaishin, which in Japanese means God of Destruction. I doubt many players have this one because it is just too hard to obtain. In order to obtain the next title, you'll need to visit Spooky Graveyard. The title is Slayer of God, and in order to get it, you'll need Darkblade. Then the Angel, Rabbit, Shark, and Human races at their V3 stage or above. And on top of all of that, 2 Fists of Darkness. You'll need one for starting a Darkbeard raid, and one to open the door at the graveyard. But keep in mind that you cannot have 2 fists in your inventory at once, meaning you need to get a friend to get 1 fist, and you to get another. I automatically know I'm never getting this one, since I don't have any friends. But it's not like I have a Darkblade. The next one is definitely far more simple. The title is Lonely Reaper, and in order to obtain it, you need to collect 1,000 ectoplasm. It'll definitely take you some time to collect those and get the title, but hey, at least you can do it without owning a Darkblade. This might be the craziest title I've ever heard. It's called Pirate King, and if you want to get it, you'll need to be the owner of a crew that has been on the top 10 of the leaderboard. It's got the nice yellow color, and it's pretty obvious why not many people have it. Everyone knows that using cheats will get you banned, but did you know that you can get banned even if you use cheats on a private server? Even if you're the only one playing that server, you can still get banned. And if you use cheats back in 2021, but you don't use it anymore, admins can actually still ban you if they ever come across any proof that you did it. This glitch will definitely get you banned if the admin catches you using it. It's called the invisible glitch, and it's easy to execute. All you need to do is get a portal fruit, press X, and stand still. Once the ability turns off, you will remain invisible as long as you don't move. There's so many ways to prank people with this one, but unfortunately it's not allowed. Next time someone kills you 5 times in a row, think again before cussing him out in chat. This can easily get you banned, and it's definitely not worth it. For every swear word an admin catches you saying, you will receive 1 warning. Once you get 15 warnings, you will be banned. Wait, does this mean I can swear 14 times without getting banned? Some insane glitches are completely allowed, but this one is bannable, and I'll explain why. This glitch makes you way too fast. All you need to do is get a spirit fruit, and spam click while the spirits are on the blue side. Then switch to another fruit, and you will notice a slight change in your speed. But if you repeat this a couple of times, you will become way too fast. Glitches like this one aren't actually bannable, but if the admin catches you speeding around, you'll have no proof that you're only glitching, and he'll think you're cheating and will get you banned. I think I'd rather just use Buddha. When you first start playing Blox fruits, you'll start on the starter island. In this phase, it's important to optimize your XP gain, and to do this, you'll be required to kill NPCs, bosses, server hop, upgrade your stats, and get better fruits. But in order to make this process so much faster, your first goal should be to get a good elemental fruit, preferably a magma or ice fruit. These fruits will allow you to farm NPCs without them being able to hit you. You just need to be 1 level above them in order for this to work. And at this stage, don't bother to get a better sword or fighting style, just stick to the fruit. Remember, you're still in the first sea, so when you get a good elemental fruit, your next primary goal should be to work your way up to lightning fruit, since it's the best fruit for the first sea. When leveling up, you'll need to move from island to island to make the process much faster. But many of you don't know that you can actually skip a few islands at the beginning, which will save you so much time. When you first spawn, immediately get a free boat and head to Fountain City Island. There you will be able to kill NPCs that are a way higher level than you are, which means much more XP. But how? There's a special wall on this island. Why is it special? Well, it gives you the ability to kill NPCs without them being able to hit you, even if you're only level 1. You just need something to lure them to this wall, jump to the other side, and hit them until you kill them. This is such an important trick, yet many of you still don't do it. Once you get a good fruit for the sea you're in, it's important to stick to it. If you got a magma fruit in the first sea, don't switch it for another fruit unless it's lightning. Why? Well, you'll lose all the mastery you had on that fruit, which benefited you way more than a new fruit will for who knows how many levels. You'll certainly not lose them, but you will start from 0 mastery on that new fruit. The rule is the same for swords and fighting styles. Pick one that's good and never change it. It's absolutely key to know how to fight, and it's not just about swords, fighting styles, and fruits, but it's also about technique. Most of your weapons are area of effect weapons, which means the damage is done to the field rather than to a single NPC at a time. When doing quests, there's a technique that will help help you do these way faster. Once you start a quest, go from one NPC to another and just hit them once to lure them at you. When you get a few of them chasing you, start using your moves and hits on them. Because of the area of effect, with one move you will deal damage to all of them, and it'll take you way less time to kill them than if you were to do it one by one. I've always wondered why there are igloos we can't enter on the docks for, but I just found out that you can actually enter these. Just get the perfect angle and flash step inside of them, where you will find a secret chest. I think these are the least looted chests in the whole game. What's even better is that you can see through them once you're inside. It's a perfect hiding spot since you can see everyone, but no one can see you, and you can use it to make sure your friends don't sneak up on you. Well, I can't because I don't have any friends. The Great Tree is the third island in the third sea, and if you have access to it, you might consider yourself a pro. But you probably didn't know about this NPC that lets you extend your crew by one slot for 2,000 fragments. His name is Crew Captain, and he'll let you extend your crew up to 30 slots. So if you want to have a crew with 30 people, you'll need 30,000 fragments to extend it up to 30 slots. Jeez, that's a lot of fragments. But in case you don't have a crew and talk to him, he'll just say, "What's up? Nothing much, man. What about you?" Did you know that there's a hidden maze in the Marine Fortress? This is definitely one of the most interesting secrets hidden in the first sea. But unfortunately, if you don't have a dark blade, you won't be able to enter it. You need to go to the back of the fortress and look for a wall that's a different shade than the rest. Open it with your dark blade and voila! This maze is mainly used to obtain a love letter, which is needed to complete the Sun quest, which upgrades the dark blade to the V2 variant. There's no way you already knew about this. You probably don't even have a dark blade, but at least you have friends. But here's an NPC many of you still don't know about. If you go to the green zone in the second sea and get all the way up to the highest point on the largest plant, you'll find an NPC called Mysterious Man. He will sell you the true triple katana for 2 million belly, but you must have all 3 legendary swords, Sadi, Wando, and Shisui. You can buy these from the legendary sword dealer, who only spawns at certain intervals throughout the game. On top of that, you must have 300 mastery on all 3 of these swords. Only then will you be able to get a true triple katana. Now we have a bit sweeter sounding of a title, Loco Verde. If you collect 1,000 candies during the event, you'll be rewarded with this perfect shade of green title. I just love green. Here's another title only 3rd sea players can get, but it's still a great one. Raid Boss is a title you get once you get a fruit from a pirate raid event. This event happens every 1 hour and 15 minutes, but keep in mind that chances of getting a fruit from this event are extremely low. In order to get the next one, you need to defeat an elite pirate, level 1,750 NPCs. There are 3 elite pirates in the game, DeAndre, Diablo, and Urban. DeAndre uses Awakened Magma, Diablo uses Awakened Dark, and Urban uses Awakened Rumble. Sometimes these guys can be extremely tough, but it all depends on you. Now I'm asking you, is this really worth getting the gray title? I mean, you must do it, however. But is gray enough? Despite being wanted and difficult to obtain titles, it's time to take a break from those gray titles. And now we'll spice things up a bit with a red title called Demon Mode. In order to get this title, you need to obtain a legendary sword Yama, and I think this one's totally worth it. If you got yourself a VIP server just so you could farm some fruits, there's one thing you should know. Specifically on a VIP server, only 2 devil fruits will spawn in the first 2 hours and then they stop spawning. So you'll have to reset the game if you want some more to spawn. So you know how many games have jetpacks? Well, Blox Fruits has one too. If you equip the now removed Kilo Fruit and then use its F ability, you will be able to go on forever into the sky. This literally doesn't stop. Well, I guess it does, because since update 20, Kilo doesn't exist anymore. Did you know that lava doesn't melt the fruit? We all know that lava can kill you, but if you drop a physical fruit into lava, it won't melt. So next time you're worrying you're accidentally gonna drop your fruit while walking near lava, don't worry. The only thing you should worry about is to not drop yourself into lava. But if you have magma fruit, why worry? How many times did I say worry? I'm sure none of you have ever tested this one. You know how Doe's F ability keeps you safe from water damage? Well, there's something it doesn't protect you from, and that's fall damage. You will still take fall damage when transformed into a donut, but don't worry, it's not fatal. With my luck though, I transformed back into a normal character a millisecond before hitting the ground. Oxfruit's map is pretty large, and new players tend to have a hard time finding the next locations they should visit. But that's because they don't listen to the compass. Compass is literally your best friend in Blox Fruits, and yet I often see players completely forgetting about it. You can find your compass on the left side of your screen, and it basically tells you where the next NPC you should visit is located, or where your next quest is. All you need to do is hop in a boat and travel in the direction the red needle is pointing towards. New players, listen up. If you have a fruit equipped and you eat another one, you will end up losing the fruit you had previously equipped. It's impossible to retrieve it, and the only way to get an infinite amount a fruit is to buy a permanent fruit add-on. I didn't know this and I ended up losing a fruit when I was a newbie, which cost me some time. This next one is a mistake I see a lot of people making. Not setting your spawn point. I know you hate dying on the island where you're grinding and then getting respawned at a whole other island that's miles away from your task. Because of this, setting your spawn point is something you should always keep doing because it saves you so much time. It instantly spawns you exactly where you need to be, so you won't have to travel to that place anymore. I often see new players trying to level up by grinding at the same island. There are cases where players literally get from level 10 to level 200 just by grinding on the jungle island. And this is something you should definitely stay away from. Not only is it a rookie mistake, but players actually think they will level up faster because it's easier to kill enemies, and they can get more kills in a shorter time. Just because it's way harder to kill the enemies at the same level as you doesn't mean you will level up slower, and in fact you'll actually level up much quicker. I honestly don't know how someone found this out. Did you know that you can set your spawn point from outside of the mansion, literally through the wall? Like, how do you spot that? I honestly don't know, but this might save you 0.001 seconds of your life someday. Now that's hidden. The Blox Fruits map is full of some random blocks sticking out from various places. The most famous one is that huge block sticking out in front of the haunted castle. No one knows how and why it's there. Devs had probably just forgotten to remove it, but I don't mind it honestly. There's also another block longer than it's supposed to be in the port town, which is just super funny. You probably didn't know that some of the gravestones in the graveyard make fun of special people's deaths. One of the gravestones appeared to be FUD 10's gravestone, and it implies how he once, when he was alive, said, "Can I have a gravestone?" Something's telling me he was working on the game with the rest of the developers, and jokingly said this. And now here it is. Luckily he was just joking with his friends, and he's still alive, I guess? I wish I had friends to joke around with. Anyways, FUD 10 was laying in his gravestone alone until update 13, when another gravestone finally got text. This was E's gravestone, and it said, "If I get to BV, I will stop." And underneath that, there are 3 letters, TBA, which stands for to be announced. No one really knows what the purpose of his message was, but those 3 letters tell us that there's more things coming up, even though this was several updates ago, and we still don't know its meaning. The third and last gravestone was on behalf of Wenlock, and it says dead for disrespecting his masters. I guess he threw a few disrespectful jokes, but his friends still put on headphones in his graveyard so he could get a better experience while watching my videos. Throughout Blox Fruits history, the game was constantly getting new hidden hints, and only the players with the sharpest pair of eyes were able to spot them. Here are some of them. The first hint is located in the cafe, and it says it exists. Even if some of you have already seen it, I bet you don't know what it means. But don't worry, I'll tell you. It means that the white aura does in fact exist, or does it mean the One Piece is real? The second hint can be found in the awakening room, and it says life form, which hints that you need all the races to get white aura. And there's also another hint in the basement of the lab, and this one says undead, which hints us about zombies. And guess where the zombies are? At the graveyard, of course. And where can you get white aura? Also at the graveyard. Meaning that all of the hints since day one were implying that white aura will eventually exist. It's crazy how developers had this all planned out from the beginning. Did you know about this? Comment down below. The process is similar for getting this next title, but the previous title is still slightly better. This one is Celestial Swordsman. It's yellow, and once you get it, you unlock Tushita. I'll just say that you need to be at least level 2000 in order to obtain this sword, and obviously this title. This next title sounds pretty cool, but it'll only take you 30 seconds to get it. Well, not really, but you need to unlock Electric Claw, which means you must get to the mansion from the floating turtle in under 30 seconds. You can simply set mansion as your spawn point, use home button, and voila. Then once you pay 3 million belly, Electric Claw will be unlocked, and you'll get the title, Raiton. And if you think that's difficult, watch this. In order to obtain this next title, which is blue colored and called Shadow Sovereign, you'll need to defeat Rip Indra in his true form. Rip Indra uses Darkblade V2 as his primary weapon, that is until his health gets low. Then he gets all of his HP back and, let's say, awakens to his true form. In his true form, Rip Indra uses Darkblade V3, Black Bomb, and Black Pillar. Comment down below if you have this one, and props to you if you actually do. The God's Chalice is a crucial item that plays an essential role in the endgame, and upon obtaining it, you get the title The Chosen One. But there's a catch. There's a few different ways you can obtain this item, but for getting this particular title, you must get the God's Chalice from the chest. A chest which is at least 4 hours old gets a chalice, so you'll need to camp by the chest for 4 hours and make sure no one gets it. This is the most useless way to gain fruits in the entire game. It's not even fruits, but a fruit. A single fruit that costs 97 Robux. And no, it's not some expensive high value fruit. It's a rocket fruit. You can buy this 97 Robux rocket fruit from a Wenlock, which is basically a doghouse located in the Kingdom of Rose. curios, literally right beside the arrow NPC. Once you get there and talk to a dog, he'll woof woof you into buying this fruit, saying you can trade it for a special microchip. If you buy or have already bought this fruit, you're either too rich or a newbie with 0 experience who has exactly 97 Robux on his account. Moving on to the next method of gaining new fruits, here's a method that will either grant you some nice fruits or just lose you money. We're talking about trading, and what's so special in Blox Fruits about trading is that you can not only trade fruits, but also game passes. I personally like this because it allows players who don't have any Robux to get game passes by grinding hard. There are only 2 places where you can trade in the game, and those are Cafe and Mansion. Once you're there, just look for tables with 2 chairs. Those are usually trading places. But there's something you must know about trading. You can't trade a rocket fruit for a leopard. There's something called price difference, and if your fruit is 40% more expensive than the fruit of the guy you're trading with, the game will not allow you to complete the trade. Equip some good fruits for this next one. Castle on the Sea is the main area in the 3rd sea. It's literally where 3rd sea players hang out. It's got everything you can think of, including raids. The raid on this island happens every hour and 15 minutes, and the goal is to protect the castle from pirates that are attacking it. These pirates are galley pirates, and once they start spawning, you'll quickly realize their level is way higher than normal. Why did I say the factory raid is more fair than this raid? It's because here, the player who kills the last pirate is the one who gets a random Blox fruit. This means you can literally run away from the pirates the entire time, not dealing any damage. But if you kill the last pirate, you'll get a fruit. To make this even more unfair, if someone gets the last pirate to a single hit, and you just deal the final blow, you'll still be the one getting the fruit. This next one is once again a raid, but this time a raid not many players have faced. I'm talking about the ship raid. That's also known as the defeat the brigade raid. Keep in mind that this raid cannot happen in the 1st sea. Unlike the other raids on this list, this one happens randomly as you're riding in your boat. When you're out there on the sea, a bunch of ships may spawn, 2 or 3 to be more precise. 2 of them are always brigade ships, and the 3rd one is a grand brigade, but it doesn't spawn every time. They will constantly pursue you and shoot cannonballs at your ship, so there are only 2 outcomes. Either you absolutely destroy their ships, or they're going to destroy your ship. In case a grand brigade spawns, I recommend you first destroy the normal brigades, and then focus on destroying the grand brigade. Once you defeat all of them, you may get a Blox fruit. I'm saying may because it's not actually guaranteed you'll get it each time, and there are a few factors, the sea you're in being the key one. However, even if you don't get a fruit, I'm sure you'll be satisfied with fragments. If you're in the 2nd sea, grand brigade will never spawn, and you'll get 50 fragments for each brigade you sink. But if you're in the 3rd sea, you'll get 25 fragments for each brigade you sink, 75 fragments for the grand brigade, as well as 3 Fool's Tooth, and obviously a small chance of a random fruit. Have you ever got a fruit from a ship raid? If an admin ever catches you doing something that's causing the server to lag, you will receive a warning. But the next time the admin catches you doing the same thing, you can say bye-bye to your account because you're definitely getting banned. Just how any other type of bad speech isn't tolerated, threatening isn't too. If you ever threaten someone to harm them in game or even worse in real life, you will get banned. I once threatened my friend that I'll come over to his house and trash his PC, and guess what? I got banned. I'm kidding, obviously. We all know I don't have any friends. I know there are phone Blox Fruits players watching this video, so here's something for you guys too. The roller donut ability from the dough fruit will get you glitched so much you'll end up being teleported far away. I don't know how this glitch isn't more known since it happens to phone players all the time, but why is it bannable? Because not only it does this, but it also sometimes makes the player fly. Admins don't want to hear any excuses once they see you levitating in the air. Buckle up, this is a really weird one. Did you know that if you pick up a fruit a player is standing on, you'll get banned? What? How? There's this glitch that shows a player picking up the fruit another player is standing on, and as he picks it up, the other player literally disappears. I think he went into his inventory. Once you're level 105, you'll be able to start a quest to kill the boss Yeti. In the frozen village, this quest gives you 20,000 XP, and if you use a code, it's double. But there's actually a special technique that'll make sure you kill Yeti without dying. All you need to do is hit and dash. The dash on the ice is longer than the dash on normal ground, so there's no way he'll hit you even once, which makes him perfect for grinding. So take the quest, kill Yeti, server hop, and repeat. You know things are getting serious when you're able to start a quest with the Vice Admiral, but I'll show you the best way to kill him every time without dying. Most of you don't know about this trick, especially if you just started. All you need to do is lure him down the stairs, behind the left wall, and stand just below the stairs. You'll be able to hit him while he won't be able to hit you. If you've got double XP, this quest will get you 830,000 XP alone. For those of you who underestimate the prison island, just know that it can be your ticket to the second sea. Prison island has 3 bosses, and you'll need to be level 230 to fight all of them. With double XP, they will give you millions of XP, and you will level up super fast. Another important thing to know is that you can hit 2 of the bosses through the wall, so just wall trap them. Kill, repeat, and slowly work your way into the second sea. When you finally reach the second sea and have a proper reason to buy Buddha. Be careful when awakening it. You're still poor and should watch your wallet, so there's no need to fully awaken your Buddha. What you want to do is complete the raid once and awaken Buddha's Z move, which is shift ability. This is the only move you need and probably the only one you'll be using anyway. Shift ability gives you higher defenses and, more importantly, a way longer reach for your weapon. Then start upgrading your fighting style or a sword depending on what you prefer, and believe me, you'll become unstoppable. The Citizen's Quest is required to be completed in order to access Instinct V2, but no one is talking about the title you get once you complete this quest, probably because it's gray, but it makes you the main character. Literally, the title says main character. This one would be way cooler if it had a title no other title has. Secret aura colors are only obtainable via quests. There's 2 of them, but today we'll be talking about Rainbow Savior, which can only be obtained through the quest. Just like all the other aura colors, this color is purely cosmetic, and it will not boost your defense nor your attack. It also can't be bought with Robux, so it means it'll take you some hassle to get it. And at this point, I'm asking myself, is the hassle really worth the gray final hero title? I don't know. You tell me. Even though bones are an uncommon material, if you collect 2,000 of them, you'll get one amazing title, Death King. And this time we don't have a gray title, but a blue one. Now that's what I'm talking about. Finally, we've got to the last gray title on the list, and all you need to do to get this Shinigami title is defeat Soul Reaper once. Well, it's not that easy, since Soul Reaper is a level 2100 raid boss who uses the Hallow Scythe and deals 2,000 to 3,000 damage per hit. Most of you don't know about the cave in the Frozen Village. Wait, what? You already know about it? Alright, but there's no way you know about this cave in the Frozen Village. It's located at the opposite side of the big cave, and inside of it you can find an NPC who will give you a love letter. This letter is part of the Sun Quest, so that means you can only enter if you have the Dark Blade. But here's a catch. You can simply flash step your way inside, but unfortunately if you do this, the NPC won't be there, so you won't be able to read the letter, but you'll still be able to see it. While we're still in the Frozen Village, let me show you another secret Blox fruits hid from us. If you go over here and head into this log cabin, the one that's facing the sea, and look up, you'll see an attic. Climb up there and get that golden chest. I bet you didn't know about that one. Also, did you know that we got cursed chests back? Once you open it, the enemies will spawn, and you need to kill them in order to get high XP rewards. That's super cool. If you still haven't completed the fight with the Saber Expert, you probably don't know about this secret location. Head over to the desert island and look for a house that's partially engulfed in sand and has red doors. Now just head inside where you will be greeted. Once you're there, you need to find a way to unlock the secret room. Let me show you how to do that. Equip your torch and stand still next to the brown curtain. The curtains will burn down and reveal a secret room in which you'll find a wall with a poem and the cup sitting at this night table, I guess. You may be wondering what this room is. Well, all of this is a part of the puzzle you need to complete before fighting the Saber Expert. Comment down below if you've already completed this. The next one is hidden on purpose, and you must find it in order to complete the citizen request on the floating turtle island. Once you've killed 50 forest pirates and Captain Elephant, you'll need to find the hidden treasure. You will need to go here, smash this wall, and head inside. Inside you will find a chest, and once you loot it, you'll get the zebra cap, an accessory that gives you 12.5% more damage on sword and gun attacks, and 12.5% cooldown on the mentioned one. And despite this being super cool, not many people know about it. Everyone knows there's not really a way to make your boat faster, except there actually is. This is something no one knows about, a turbo boat. You'll need a God-Human C move for this one. Get a boat and stand close to a sea, then press C. Sit in the boat and just let off C. Your boat will literally get launched. I bet you didn't know this one. If you and your friend are flying through the sky using venom and light, you can actually collide with each other. You probably didn't know that there's a sword that can be awakened just like fruits can be. I'm talking about Saber Sword. All you have to do is kill someone that's the same level and same bounty as you, and you will be able to awaken it. Pretty cool. Also, the only way to get a Saber Sword is by doing the Saber Expert puzzle. Most of you still don't know that there's a way to stand on lava without any protection or abilities, and somehow not die? This sounds too good to be true, but it's kind of useless. If you teleport using a portal directly on lava, you will be able to stand on it and not take any damage. But that's only true under one condition. You can't move, which is why I said it's useless. But something even weirder is that if you do the same but on water, you will take damage and eventually die. If you're a completely new player without any knowledge in Blox fruits, I recommend you do some research before buying your first fruit. I know that once you open the fruit dealer menu for the first time, you'll feel like you absolutely have to buy a fruit, and you'll probably spend your money on a bad and useless fruit. Instead of doing this, do some research and wait for a good fruit. This will speed up your leveling process so much. Many people used to choose a melee melee instead of a fruit in the first sea, which is reasonable, but it's still a mistake. Instead of melee, you should get yourself an elemental fruit, which is way better. With an elemental fruit, you will be able to dodge an enemy's attack if you surpass their level, and I think that's a great advantage for new players. The biggest mistake you can make is when just getting to the second sea, immediately heading over to start a raid. I understand you can't wait to get in a raid, but believe me, when you just get to the second sea from the first sea, raids are going to be way more difficult than you expect, and you probably won't make it. Continue to grind for some time before starting a raid. This way you'll be absolutely sure to win your first raid. Also, don't awaken useless fruits. Just awaken only fruits you're sure you'll be able to use in the future. If you've got a bit of spare Robux, it would be a good idea to buy some add-ons. Some of the best add-ons you can buy in Blox fruits are definitely double money and double mastery, but you have to be careful when buying add-ons, because there's some bad ones I see people buying, such as fast boats, double drop chance, and even Darkblade. Alright, Darkblade isn't that bad if you really want it, and I can't tell you what to spend your money on. That's just my advice. If you've ever tried to pray in Blox fruits, hoping you'll get something, you know how often it can just be a waste of time. But if you somehow manage to get Hallow Essence and God's Chalice by praying, you'll be rewarded with the dark red title that says the Devil's Luck. Imagine having a pink Doe Commander title. That would be so cool. And best of all, it's actually obtainable. Just get to the Cake Prince and kill him. Well, that's not just considering he's got over 700,000 HP, but it's doable. Trust me. What title do you get once you kill the Doe King? Well, the Doe King title, obviously. You gotta be quick though, because this guy has 1,111,500 HP, and you need to kill him in less than 7 minutes and 30 seconds, or he'll despawn, and you won't get the title. You know what would be a real flex? Owning a title that comes from the level 6 Sea Danger. In order to get this Blue Serpent Slayer title, you'll need to defeat Leviathan. Leviathan doesn't take damage from M1 attacks, except for Kitsune, Leopard, and Mammoth Transformation M1, or single target attacks, and you can say he's similar to a sea beast. There's simply no way you're killing him alone, so gather some friends and do it together. At least one of us will have this title, and that's never me. Did you know that the Spike fruit was previously called Spike? Nowadays it's just Spike, and it's been in the game since update 1, and is more commonly referred to as the Walmart Doe, since it has skills similar to an awakened Doe fruit. But this fruit was previously hated due to its high chance of getting it from a Blox fruits gacha, while not being very useful. But since then it's improved a lot, getting a large buff in update 17.3. But there's no way you know that back in the day, Control Fruit's V move used to shrink after catching a player, and disappeared after the move. I mean, if you notice this detail, you're truly an OG player. Soul Guitar is currently the only mythical gun in the game. The gun uses energy, and before the latest update called Ghost Event, the Soul Guitar was healed from ships, but this no longer happened. Have you ever heard about the glitch that made it possible to kill the beautiful pirate and obtain Rainbow Aura? You had to go to Hydra Island, flash step into a secret room, then use flash step again into beautiful pirate domain. Once you're there, you were able to kill the beautiful pirate. However, this glitch has now been patched, and you will be teleported outside the beautiful pirate domain when attempting to do this glitch if you don't have it unlocked. The next way of getting fruits is to just steal them. Okay, not really stealing, but when a player dies, he will drop a fruit he had but wasn't in his inventory at that moment. So all you need to do is pick it up from the ground. This can also be a good farming method. Just go around the server and watch players PvP. Stay near them, and once one of them dies, he'll probably drop a fruit. Pick it up and run away, because if he comes back, he's gonna be looking for revenge. Since Blox Fruits was first made, there's been tons of in-game events, ranging from Christmas to Valentine's events. Many of you, however, don't know that these events sometimes mean free fruits. For example, on November 29, 2022, a 1-week 10 billion visits milestone event started. During this event, there was a temporary currency called confetti, which could be obtained from the shop NPCs or chests from the third sea. Once you've got enough confetti, you are able to exchange them for fruits and XP boosts. I wish this was still in the game. And the last event that took place in Blox Fruits was the Valentine's event that released in February 2023. But by the time this video is out, there may even be a new one. Who knows? That's super cool. I feel like you should have known this one by now, but if you didn't, now you do. But there's one more NPC you can get a fruit from, and many of you actually don't know about him. His name is Death King, and he's located in Mausoleum, which can be found in the graveyard in the haunted castle in the third sea. He's considered to be a great NPC because you can get fruit from him and then pay him in bones. This sounds way too good to be true, but unfortunately it's not. I mean, it is, but only during the Halloween events. He used to sell a Kitsune fruit, which is the most expensive fruit in the entire game. It costs 8 million, and that's if you're lucky enough to even find it in the stock in the first place. Demand for this fruit is crazy high due to its grinding and PvP potential. And there's one more way it can be obtained, and that's through Kitsune Shrine. Kitsune Kitsune Shrine is an NPC added in the Kitsune update, and he's located on the Kitsune Island, which can only be found during a full moon. But it's not going to be easy. Don't say I didn't warn you. Did you know that you used to be able to get banned in Blox Fruits just by playing normally? Back in the day, the ban system worked so well that it banned every suspect. Many people reported they got banned for doing literally nothing. But thankfully, the ban system is updated, and nowadays it's way harder to get banned. But what if you want to go even further? Instead of getting banned, get your account deleted. If you ever scam anyone in Blox Fruits, your whole Roblox account will get deleted. I think this one is fair because I literally hate scammers. Subscribe if you hate them too. This one is 100% bannable. It's called the Frozen Quiet Rush glitch, and it's most known as the sus glitch. In order to do this, you need to get a katana, open the inventory menu, hold Z skill, and then release the Z and click the unequip button at the same time. You must be super quick. But if you're wondering why it's called the sus glitch, see for yourself. This is by far the easiest method to get banned. Thousands of players get banned every single day because they clicked on a link some other player sent them. It's called phishing. People make a fake page where you have to log into your Roblox account, but it's actually just a bait that'll make you give them your account details. The player will use your account to cheat on it and have fun and probably get banned. So even if you successfully get your account back, you'll be banned on Blox Fruits, and there's no chance you're ever getting unbanned. Just don't click on any suspicious links. Blox Fruits map is 97% sea, and some people take that for granted. I mean, they spend most of the time on the sea, often hunting sea beasts. But did you know that after you kill 200 sea beasts, you get this cool nautical bane title that has an amazing shade of blue? This one might be my favorite. Kitsune is one of the most recent fruits added to the game, and along with the fruit and NPCs, there are a few more new things such as this new blue tail beast title. You can get it from the new NPC called Kitsune Shrine if you offer him 15 to 25 Azure Embers. Go out there and test your luck, because besides this item, there are 8 more things you could potentially get. And last but not least, we've got a bonus title, which is arguably one of the craziest in the whole video. The title is yellow and it says equal to the heaven. The only way you can obtain this title is if you kill a staff member, an admin, moderator, dev, anyone. But just imagine how hard it is to do so. I don't think I'll ever have this unless one of the Blox Fruits admins lets me do it. The next one is an incredible way of leveling up. This makes it possible to level up for your friends without them having to do much. All you need to do is collect as many fragments as possible, a few thousand preferably. Then go buy a raid ship and start a raid against Order. This is a great way to carry your friends and level up for them, because 5 of you can collect fragments, get into a raid, complete it, and get 3 level ups. How? Well, Order grants the player 3 level ups, except if you're over level 2000. Then you get 2 level ups. But still, if you're at level 2548 and kill Order, you'll become max level. The same thing can be done if you're in the 3rd sea, just instead of Order, you'll need to defeat Rip Indra, which is slightly more difficult, but still doable. Let me go ask my friends if they'll help me level up. Oh yeah, I forgot. I don't have any friends. There are some pretty cool shades you should get in the 1st sea. If you go to the Fountain Island and defeat a boss named Cyborg, you'll get the rare accessory called Cool Shades, which are just some black glasses. These are not just some black glasses. These glasses are a must-have. Why, you ask? Well, they give you 100 more energy, 100 more health, 7.5% more damage, and 17.5% faster movement speed. And all you have to do is literally kill 1 boss, which is super easy. These glasses will make your leveling up process way faster. But if you don't want to do all the grinding for the true triple katana, don't worry, I've got something similar that's completely free. If you go over to the Ice Castle and head inside of it, there will be a boss known as Awakened Ice Admiral. You'll need to kill him, but be careful since he's level 1400. But once you do it, you'll get a hidden key, which you can use to get a secret chest located under the stairs. That will give you a sword called Rengoku. Even though Blox Fruits is based on the One Piece anime, for some reason Blox Fruits developers decided to include a sword from the Demon Slayer anime. Still, Rengoku is a pretty good sword, and for some reason my character is holding it really suspicious. Anyways, you'll pass through the 2nd sea super easily with this sword, so I definitely recommend you get it. But here's another important thing many of you may forget to do. I'm talking about Race Awakening. Race Awakening puts you way ahead of others, and gives you tons of benefits that will help you out while grinding. To awaken your race, you'll need to complete specific quests, puzzles, and trials, depending on the race you want to get. Once you awaken your race, it'll enhance their mobility, reduce your cooldown, improve defense, aid in PvP and PvE combat, and much more. But before you head to awaken your race, make sure to fulfill all the requirements needed. You need to be in the 3rd sea, any race V3 if you're upgrading to V4, defeat Rip Indra at least once, have a mirror fractal, have found the blue gear on Mirage Island, and even more. But yeah, even though it might be exhausting to awaken your race, it's undoubtedly worth it. There are many ways in Blox Fruits to glitch the game in yourself, but I bet you didn't know about this one. There's a glitch that literally gets you stuck on a boat, and there's no way to get out of this one. I don't know why someone would want to do this, but if you want want to try it, you need Portal's World Warp. Then sit in the boat and use the ability. There you go. Now the only way to exit the boat is to exit the entire game. Did you know that Chad is the king of Blox fruits? A secret all of you missed. If you take a closer look at the leg of both the chests and trading tables, you'll be able to see a message saying Chad is the king of Blox fruits. There are rumors that this is a reference to one of the mods, but personally I think they're talking about me. If for some reason you want to be emotional while AFKing, you can do that. Portal's Quantum Leap ability allows you to create 2 portals. So place the first one on the ground, look up, and place the other one above the first one. This looks super cool, and it's one of the best ways to be AFK while still being stylish. Now all you need to do is jump into one of those. But now try to exit the loop without changing the fruit. Yeah, good luck with that. You're never escaping. This next one will tremendously affect how fast you level up. I'm talking about choosing the right fruit for grinding. I see so many players using PvP fruits for grinding and they level up so slow. PvP should not be your priority unless you have maxed out your level. So I suggest you focus on leveling up as quickly as possible. The best way to do this is to use grinding fruits. Buddha and Awakened Magma are definitely some of the best grinding fruits out there. But in case you don't have them yet, do your research before you head out to grind next time. This is one of the most brutal mistakes I see new players making all the time. Stop upgrading your stats evenly. Why would you upgrade a stat for something you won't even use in the game? The right way to upgrade your stats is to focus on your health and energy, and then choose what you will use as your main, which is probably fruit. So then just upgrade your fruit stats. This way you won't miss out on anything, and you can always upgrade your other stats later. Most players go crazy when they find out they can find fruits sitting on the ground. But one important thing you should know is that it is extremely hard to find fruits if you're looking on purpose without a fruit notifier add-on. Most of us do find fruits randomly, and it's usually when we least expect it. There's just simply no point in searching for fruits without a notifier. You'll spend a lot of time and the chances you find anything will be super low. Waiting for a boss to respawn in the first sea is understandable, because first sea bosses respawn relatively fast, but waiting for a boss to respawn in a second or third sea isn't what you should do. Instead, after you kill a boss, just hop on another server where that boss will probably be waiting for you. This is something called server hopping, and it can be used for many things, even grinding. And if you're a new player, you might have never heard of it. Find a boss that gives you a lot of belly and is pretty easy to kill. Then just server hop and repeat. You will earn a lot of money, level up, and maybe even get a fruit. I wonder how many of you wait for the boss to respawn. Comment down below if you do that. A giant diamond player was one of the most exploited glitches back in the day. This glitch enabled you to become a big diamond man for as long as you were in the server or until you died. You needed to eat Buddha fruit, transform, and then eat diamond fruit and activate the encrust ability. This glitch was automatically patched when in update 17.3, devs made it impossible to eat another fruit if you were in the transform. Why did they do this? It was so cool. Did you know that paw fruit doesn't exist anymore? Well, sort of. In update 20, paw fruit was renamed to pain fruit due to copyright reasons, but the moveset remained the same, with the only difference being the word paw switched out for pain. But I think pain fruit sounds way cooler, because paw fruit sounds so friendly and not intimidating at all. You're an OG if you ever had a soul fruit in your inventory, because it got removed in the update 17.3.5. The soul fruit was a natural fruit that used to cost 3.4 million belly. It was one of the 13 fruits that glowed in its physical form, and the highest move required 350 mastery, and the reason it got removed was once again copyright. Nowadays it's slightly reworked and called spirit fruit. Which one do you like more? I can bet my friend's life you've never heard about the Norp NPC, only because I don't have any friends. But that's not important now. Norp was an NPC that could be found in the cafe or the mansion in the third sea. In exchange for 3,000 fragments, he would change your race randomly. You could get 4 races from him: human, angel, shark, or rabbit. Unfortunately, you can no longer find Norp, but you can find Tor, who is Norp's long lost brother, I guess, because they do very similar things. We all hate when we run out of air jumps, but luckily there's a glitch that will help you with this. Once you run out of air jumps, just use Leopard's X move. It'll regenerate all of your air jumps. People are saying this is bannable, but let's be real. How will the admin even find out? And if an admin's watching, I would never do something like that. When I say that auto clicker is allowed, I mean it, but you can't use it for AFK grinding anymore. I see more and more people complaining about getting banned after using an auto clicker to AFK grind, so I assume it's just not allowed anymore. You can still use the auto clicker, but if you do so, make sure you're not AFK. And when I think about it, it makes more sense, because why would a game allow for people to make money and level up while they're sleeping? And the next one is Control Gamma Rush glitch, a glitch that allows you to walk with your control area and even move it around. You need to set up your control room and hold Control V move for 10 seconds or more until you are able to move, and then there you go. I don't don't really see a point in this though. And why is it even bannable? You probably won't like this one if you have a bad internet connection. Back in the day, Blox Fruit's cheat detection was so sensitive it would often ban players just because they had bad ping. Imagine stressing out playing on a bad connection, getting banned, and then also stressing out because you just got banned. I wouldn't be able to stand that. Jaw Shield is probably one of the best accessories you can get for leveling up. It's a rare accessory that can be obtained after completing 5 quests from the player hunter NPC, and then talking to an NPC called Takomura, who's located at the castle on the sea. And this accessory gives you some crazy good perks. These include plus 500 energy, 250 health, plus 12.5% melee damage, plus 10% on defense from melee attacks, and to top it all off, plus 50% movement speed. This accessory is a must-have, and even though these sound like tiny numbers, you won't believe how important they are and how big of a difference they make. This is what separates you from being a high level and a tremendously high level. You probably didn't know that one of the best accessories to use in the first sea is Black Cape. To get this accessory, go to Marine Fortress, climb on top of the right tower, like the rightest tower, and then go down. Down there you will find a Parlous NPC, and do you know what you can get from him? Yep, you guessed it, a Black Cape. Black Cape costs 50,000 belly, and it's one of the rare accessories that has no requirements. You just need 50,000 to buy it, and that's it. Black Cape bumps up both your health and energy by 100, and gives 5% more damage on any attack. And let me know down below, was this something you got in the first sea? But here's another accessory that's OP for leveling up. It's called Pilot Helmet, and it's not that hard to get. This accessory buffs your movement speed by a whopping 130%, speeds up your health regeneration by 10%, and bumps up your health and energy by 250. Honestly, this is one of my favorite accessories in the entire game, and to get it, you just need to defeat stone bosses in the port town. Then you have a 5% chance of getting it every time you kill a boss, and if you don't get it the first time, just server hop until you do. Players have been searching for a way to keep their bounties safe for ages now, and here it is. If you get killed by an NPC or another player kills you, you will obviously lose bounty, but if you unalive yourself right before they kill you, you will get to keep your bounty. It's that simple, and you should definitely start practicing this, because it takes some really quick reflexes. This is a weird one that no one will ever use, but believe it or not, you can use a fruit and its abilities without actually having that fruit. For example, if you have leopard fruit and transform into leopard, then remove that fruit from your inventory at fruit remover, you will still be a leopard without having leopard fruit. I don't know if there's any use in this, but it's good to know it exists. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you have a physical fruit and are about to die and lose it? Well, actually, it's super easy to save it. All you need to do is press backspace when you die and you will drop the fruit. Obviously, this is useless if you die in a PvP fight because the other player will just grab it. And if you're quick enough, you can call in a friend for backup and you can drop it to them quickly before you die. But I can never do this because I don't have any friends. But if there's not enough time for that, at least you will get a second chance to destroy that dude. Did you know that there are secret doors in Marine Fortress? But you'll need a dark plate to open them. So many of you will never get to go through these doors. Well, unless the admin is your best friend, then he can simply give you one. Locksmith is an NPC that allows you to upgrade your swords and guns. But I often see new players upgrading literally useless items such as katana or any kind of gun. This is a big no-no because you will spend your material upgrading items that you probably won't use in the future. Instead, you should save your materials and upgrade the items you know you'll stick to until reaching max level. A massive mistake new players make is not dashing while fighting. This is extremely important because it allows you to hit your enemy and then quickly dash away from them so they don't hit you. It'll be your friend because your defense stat is probably still low. And for someone like me, it's great because I don't have any friends. If you've watched some of my videos, you know how much I love Buddha and how OP it is. And this is actually one of the biggest mistakes players make. I'm talking about grinding without a Buddha fruit. There are some good grinding fruits out there such as lighter magma, but none of these can compare with Buddha at all. Its range and speed are truly a must-have if you want to reach max level fast, even though it costs 1.2 million belly or 1,650 fragments. I promise you that it will pay for itself in no time, but if you're still poor, ask your friend to buy it for you. That's exactly how I got my Buddha fruit. Yeah, I'm lying again, I don't have any friends. One of the most common things players do in Blox Fruits is ignoring sea beasts. Most of you do this because you think they're too OP and impossible to kill. Sure, they are pretty difficult, but you shouldn't be ignoring them, and especially don't avoid them once you see them spawn. That's because they don't spawn very often, so once they spawn, you're literally missing out on a huge reward. A lot of belly, fragments, and even a chance of getting fruit or an accessory. A Fist of Darkness is valuable, and it's just another reason why you shouldn't be avoiding sea beasts. Trust me, this one might save your life one day. A Ghoul Mask is a must-have rare item, and not having it is a massive mistake. This mask gives you the ability to gain health health equivalent to a portion of the damage you deal with melee attacks known as Life Leech. When having it equipped, you'll gain health equivalent to 10% of your damage dealt to players and 2.5% against NPCs. On top of that, Cool Mask also gives you 35% more running speed and 500 energy. It's literally a must-have. Did you know that there's a way to make your head 10 times bigger in Blox fruits? And it's bannable too. All you need to do is get your Buddha fruit, head over to the Awakening Expert located in the mansion on the 3rd sea. Unawaken your Buddha, transform into Buddha, then talk to the Awakening Expert once again. Awaken your Buddha and transform again. This time only your head will be transformed and you'll be walking around with a huge head. This looks around the size of my brain. Think twice before using this one in PvP. Giant Race allows you to become the size of an awakened Buddha user and use a different fruit at the same time. But it also has some major issues itself, including getting banned if abused in PvP. In order to actually get banned, you need a permanent Buddha fruit and another permanent fruit of your choice. You'll also need to complete at least one Buddha raid because you will need its Z move for this one. Use Z move, open up a perma fruit shop, find your other permanent fruit, and while clicking on equip, immediately press Z again. Now you will have the abilities of 2 fruits. It's normal to see a lot of messages saying error, disable your transformation first, and don't worry about that, but you should definitely be worried about getting banned. Alright, so apparently there's this glitch with a catch developers made just to see if someone will try to use it in order to get a better fruit. I don't want you to get banned, so I can't tell you everything, but there's a code you'll need to write in the chat and then roll a fruit. Will this work? Well, it definitely works, and now I'm definitely not going to share the code with you. And be careful next time you're typing in a code, because who knows, maybe you'll type in the wrong one. Did you know that you can get banned if you choose a bad name for your crew? While you're making a crew, make sure to choose a proper name for it, because I have seen leaders of crews getting banned just because of how they name their crew, even if it's not offensive at all. How would you name your crew if you couldn't get banned? Comment down below. Do you know that fruit won't disappear if you drop it onto a wall? Instead, it will land at the top of the wall. That's pretty weird. Blox Fruits developers really said no to the laws of physics. But if you're creative enough, this would be a good way to prank your friends. Get your most expensive fruit and drop it into the wall. Now your friends will think you literally wasted the fruit, but actually it's on top of the building. Completely safe. This next one makes no sense. Did you know that you can use an ice skate to skate on lava and not take any damage? Like, how is this even possible? Wouldn't the lava melt the ice? Lava is clearly stronger than ice, so why doesn't it melt? I guess the devs just didn't think about this one. This one's not a secret, but definitely something many of you didn't know. When you have no fruits, you can swim without taking any damage. So now I have a question. Is the Blox Fruits world jealous because we got its fruit and now it wants to kill us? It sure seems that way. Did you know that the rarest thing in Blox Fruits is leopard fruit spawning in every server at once? It's so rare that the chances of me finding a friend are higher than this happening, and that's about 0%. You definitely didn't know about this one. Boats in the 2nd sea are slightly faster than boats in the 1st sea, and boats in the 3rd sea are way faster than boats in the 1st and 2nd sea. This is super useful to know, but useless if you're still a noob. But still, light holds its title as the fastest way of traveling in the entire game. Did you know this? Comment down below. Did you know that you can destroy this bridge in the 2nd sea? Or rip it in half to be more precise. You'll need control fruit and its X move. Just stand on the middle of the bridge, make a control area, and levitate it into the air. And boom, you just destroyed the bridge. But people will still be able to use it, as long as they know how to jump. I wish I knew this years ago. If you go over to the bar area at the sea castle and talk to the bartender, he'll tell you about some real and some not real Blox fruits spawning at the sea. And no, he's not just talking nonsense. Real fruits do randomly spawn. Head over to the Great Tree Island and search for a real fruit. And comment down below if you've ever found a real fruit in Blox Fruits. If you take a look at this house, it looks just like any other. But this house hides a secret. It's a perfect hiding spot because you can literally walk into it. This is a great way to prank your friends, and also a great place to hide if someone's chasing you. Have you ever been on the North Pole Island? If not, that's probably because you missed it during the Christmas event. It was pretty easy to find, even though it was supposed to be a special island. It was located right next to the frozen village, so all you need to do is simply go to the frozen village, look to the right of it, and there you would find the North Pole Island. When it comes to the 2nd sea, it's near the cursed ship. I wonder if this island will actually come back at some point. The North Pole Island that used to exist was filled with interesting stuff. One of those being presents, an item that was earned by destroying a big present that spawns on the North Pole at the center. You didn't have to break the big present in order to get the gift, as it used to open on its own after a few seconds, and release a bunch of small gifts depending on how many players were surrounding it. Each player would only be able to get one gift each hour, and opening a gift would give one player a random Blox fruit, but also a small chance of granting a mythical accessory called the Holiday Cloak. The present event used to start every hour at the North Pole, but as the island was removed, the present was too. I really hope this comes comes back one day. Valentine's Day isn't too far away, and hopefully we'll get the chance to buy the Cupid's coat once again. The Cupid's coat was a legendary accessory you were able to obtain by purchasing it from the Valentine's event shop for 750 hearts. This coat used to give you quite a few buffs: 12.5% more damage on fruits and sword attacks, 8% defense against any attack, and 400 energy and 600 health. Since the Valentine event ended long ago, you're not able to purchase it anymore, and it's considered removed. I've never seen someone wearing it either. Did you know about this? Let me know down below. You probably know all about the ghost fruit, but I bet you don't know about its father called Revive Fruit. Revive Fruit was an uncommon natural fruit that cost 550,000 belly. This fruit was able to revive the player by using C move after being killed, and it was the only fruit with this ability. Still, it was very unused due to the fact that it had only 2 attack moves, and both of them were only useful on rare occasions. In the update 20.1, this fruit was reworked as a ghost fruit, and I must say it doesn't remind me of Revive Fruit at all. So was this really removed? Let me know what you think. Have you ever heard about the NPC that got removed 3 times already? The Magic Elf is a limited time NPC who sells several boosts and items in exchange for candy. It was added in update 13 before being removed in update 14, and then re-added in the first part of update 17, and once again removed in the second part of update 17. Last time it was re-added was in update 18, and then it got removed on March 1st of 2023. I think that's the last time we had an opportunity to see Magic Elf, because something tells me he's not coming back. Do you want to send your opponent into a black hole? This is what you need to do. First, get an Awaken Dark's World of Darkness move. Hold the move for at least 35 seconds or more, and when you release it, the ball will be above you forever. You can stack this forever, and when you finally release it, your opponent might be facing a real black hole. Now, if they report you, don't say it's my fault you got banned. You wouldn't believe how powerful Buddy Sword actually is. There's a Buddy Sword glitch that lets you auto-aim enemies. To do this, you need to hold the X move and hold the minimize down to the screen, and then release everything at once. Now your Buddy Sword will lock onto enemies, which is literally a cheat. This will easily get you banned if an admin sees you using it, and it will probably also get you reported. If you ever wanted to have infinite agility, this is what you should do. Get a Rabbit V3 and Barrier F move. First activate agility, then hold the Barrier F move, and that's it. This will keep the speed boost from agility until you run out of energy, or until you release Barrier's F move. Most players don't know that you can actually equip 2 fighting styles at the same time. If you want to blow your friend's mind, do this by equipping either the Dark Step or Dead Step fighting style, and make sure to have the final ability unlocked. Once you've done this, you can now use the Overheat ability, which will set your legs on fire. Then just head over to an ability teacher and get the Sharkman or Electric fighting style. Equip it, and now you have double powers. I bet you didn't know about this one, even though it's logical when you really think about it. Some bushes and Blox fruits will slow you down if you dash through them. I'm not sure if this is just a glitch or it's actually meant to exist. Maybe it'll get patched in a future update. Those dark blades with white hockey look way too cool. Have you ever wondered how to get one? Well, first you obviously need a dark blade, and then head over to Graveyard, where you will be able to find a Rip Indra NPC who will change your dark blade's hockey color. How cool is that?